This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Hello and welcome to BBC Radio 4. The Rock and Roll Up podcast returns with 21st Century Breakdown.
Jazz. Just kidding. Hello, mate.
Alternative jazz.
Yeah, alright, okay.
Other types
Other
of
jazz?
jazz.
Jazz fusion.
I need to raise my voice.
Jazz.
There we go.
Jazzies? Were those little chocolates?
Jazzy Jeff's the only jazz I
DJ.
like. Am I
Yeah.
alright?
Oh, yeah?
Actually, I do quite like Into the Blue, but that's it. That's the only jazz record I can name.
Yeah.
I just named it because it
That's
makes me
quite a
sound
nice
smart.
little drop, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little jazzy drop.
Yeah, it's the only one. Ask me to name a second one.
What's your second favourite jazz album?
Into the Blue remixed?
A jazz musician walks into a 12-bar saxophone solo. It's one of my jokes there. I'm Jack.
I'm Kenny.
Welcome to the 21st Century Breakdown.
We're breaking it down.
We're breaking down the best singles and albums over the past 20 years, from
Yep.
the year 2000 to the year 2020, which we're in right bloody now.
Yeah, but we're not in that, are we? We're going to be louder. We're going to be transported.
RE, Religious Education, on BBC Radio 4.
Are we in RE?
We're not right now, we're in Rewind all the way back to the year 2003.
Yep. 2003 is what we're
Just done
covering.
2002. What was your favourite from that? Do you remember?
2002, my album, I had original pirate material by
Oh,
The
yeah.
Streets.
Has it come to this?
Has it come to this?
Shut down your aerial. Don't listen to this.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Great album, yeah. Had
Yeah. What did I have? Justified, Justin Timberlake.
that. Yeah,
Do
nice.
you remember your single?
Of course I do.
Go on.
It's the one of the best. Lose Yourself, Eminem.
Yeah. Is that a jazz number?
I could turn it into a jazz number.
I'll give you a jazz number. 47.
No.
Okay.
What was yours?
Girl All the Bad Guys Want.
Oh yeah.
That's about
Is that
me.
you?
Yep.
No.
You ever bowled for soup?
No.
You might have to during all this coronavirus
Might have
business.
to.
People are collating soup. Me other half, just on the phone, she was saying that she tried to get an order, shopping order.
Yeah.
They're booked up all week because people
Right.
are emergency buying stuff, online ordering
Right.
to the household.
What's your emergency shopping list? 3 items.
I'm so
What do you
glad
need?
you asked.
What do you need?
Okay, I'm going Campbell's tomato or tomato and basil straight
Classic.
away.
Yeah.
Some kind of 3 bean, a lot of protein there.
Okay, that's good.
I'll go wacky, maybe a sweet, maybe like a tin peach,
Nice.
maybe a custard.
Nice.
Yeah, just that every day for 4 to 5 years
Yeah.
until the disease has flown back off,
Ooh.
hidden back underground.
Yeah. I'm just
What would you
probably 3 packs of Oreos.
have? Okay, that will last about a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, am I not allowed to buy more after that?
No,
I
this,
just-
you're stockpiling, mate.
Oh.
That's sort of the idea.
That's not going to work. Let's be honest, I can't stockpile any food.
No, well,
If it's in the house, it's
it
going to get
will be eaten. Yep.
It's gonna go.
Well,
so, there
Probably
you
talk
go.
about some music now, eh?
2003.
What?
Eh?
Where are we? Give us some context. It's the year 2003. You're going into secondary. I'm just coming out of primary school.
This is the first year that I remember well enough.
Mm-hmm.
My first year at secondary school. Remember on my way to secondary school.
Yeah. Nervous?
Yeah, quite nervous.
Little nervous,
but I had little cassette tapes of,
Nice.
of music on the way. Always remember listening to my mixtapes on the way
Oh yeah.
to school in the morning with me mum.
Too cool to school.
That's the
morning.
one. Yeah, that was the
Something like
name of one of them. Yeah. And yeah, it was all right, but it was a tumultuous year for the world.
Oh yeah. What happened then? What was going on?
Well, it's the war,
the war.
the great
Mm,
war.
I didn't like it, but you know,
I preferred the prequel in
Yeah.
Afghanistan.
if anything, just
Uh,
better effects.
The Iraq War, 2003, kicks off.
Okay.
Eventually results in Saddam Hussein being caught.
Okay.
The Americans.
Saddam Hussein in the membrane.
That's him.
Yeah, that's what the charity single came out about that afterwards.
That was just Cypress Hill.
yeah.
And Saddam before he was
Yeah.
brutally hung and beaten.
Yeah.
Um,
Good single.
yeah, can't knock it. Can't knock it. So, ironically, they did knock Saddam around the room whilst being hung.
Yeah.
Don't talk about that.
No. Talking of well hung, Arnold Schwarzenegger, he became California governor.
Yeah.
And now we're going to take you there. Kenny's going to do an impression of that.
Right.
Arnie, you've just been made California governor. How do you feel?
Love it when you do this. I'm just... Dylan! You son of a bitch.
Have you done... You've got to do Arnie, mate.
Yeah, that's
that was it?
That was mine.
Okay. Anything else that happened in 2003?
What's the problem? That's Russian.
That's not that. I don't know who that is. That's more like Hey Arnold.
Pushing too many pencils. Hey, stick around.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Wow.
He mainly just said Predator and Terminator lines, right, when he was governor?
I think, he did. I mean, he actually did.
Yeah.
Good guy, apart from all the awful stuff he's done.
Yeah, all those.
And films.
People who died.
Johnny Cash died. He went in with pneumonia or something, didn't he? And then didn't come out again.
Johnny Cash. Favourite Johnny Cash song?
I like the classics. I like Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
We were playing a bit of Johnny Cash, weren't we?
Yeah.
Your favourite is Hotter Than a Pepper Sprout. That's your one, isn't it?
Jackson.
I'm going to Jackson. Do your best Johnny Cash.
I'm going to Jackson.
Yeah. I remembered you being better at impressions.
Don't mess around.
Okay.
Oh, we got
he's doing June.
Fever.
Yeah, he's doing June as well.
Yeah.
Bit better at June, aren't you? Okay.
We'll
work on that for next
Johnny
time.
Cash. Anyone else die that you
Who
looked up
died?
before?
Not really. No,
Other people did die. Audrey Hepburn died, I think.
Did she really?
Yeah, and Bob Hope.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bob, hope I don't go to hell. Apparently, he was horrible, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Prick. Prick. That's libelous. Well, it was a year, of course, that saw Mick Jagger knighted for his services to music.
I love how you say that as though that's just normal conversation.
You know Mick. Do you, Mick?
It's mainly
public school thing.
Yeah.
Rob. Remember Rob's anecdote? Rob Bryan's anecdote about that?
Yeah.
Don't throw those bloody spears at me.
Yeah. No.
Doing Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Rob Halford rejoined Judas Priest. That's right up your alley. I did. They announced a new album.
I like Rob Halford.
He's good.
Like
Glastonbury headliners: R.E.M., Radiohead, Moby.
Right.
Yeah.
Radiohead.
That's grounded us, isn't it?
Yeah. Moby.
Yeah.
Rubbish. Had that.
He isn't he?
Yeah.
He's rubbish and really creepy on a date. Apparently.
Had that 3 or 4 good tracks on that. Like that.
On that Moby album.
Porcelain's good, isn't it? That track. But apart from that,
I dropped it and it smashed.
Bit like his career.
Nice. Slammed, baby. Any movies?
Big movies this year. Huge. We saw the finale of Lord of the Rings. Return of the King.
That might come into play later on in the choices.
Return of the King won everything.
Yeah.
At the Oscars.
After it was
and all sorts.
Ignored for years, and the final one they were like, actually, turns out these films are amazing.
Finding Nemo and Matrix Reloaded were the other 2 of the 3 highest grossing films.
Yep.
I've got my a list of 3 of my favourites from that year. You got any films from that year you looked at?
To be honest, no. Didn't look
Didn't look any up.
Not really a film podcast.
Lost in Translation?
One, is it, mate? Yeah. What, when you asked me to do it? Because you said it in French. I watched Lost in Translation. Didn't really like it that much.
Oh,
it was okay.
You're
I
wrong.
like Bill Murray.
You're wrong about that one.
Yeah, it's just a bit clunky for me. A lot of looking out windows in your underwear. Yeah. If I want that, I'll just come round your house.
Kill Bill Volume 1 came out. School of Rock, one of the best.
One of the best films of all time.
Comedy films ever. One of my favourites. One of your favourites.
In the ancient times.
And Gangs of New York, which saw Daniel Day-Lewis win Best Actor.
Is that the one where he goes, "Drink your milkshake"? Is that the other one?
I'll drink your... No, that isn't it.
Is that the one where he plays Lincoln?
It's not that.
Is that the one where he plays a cobbler or something?
It's the other one.
Is that the one where he does the acting thing for years and then wins awards for it?
Yeah, that's that one. With Leo.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Leo's good, isn't he?
But he's not that fun at a party. Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis?
Yeah. Don't go over to Daniel. He's just being a fish for about 3 years. It's just his thing.
He's just method acting anything.
Yeah. Okay. He's literally in a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
good
drowned.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of it.
Yeah, those are the
first time he's
films.
died. Am I right?
Eh?
It's not the first time he's died.
Where did he die?
I meant because he's not a good actor, but he actually is.
Right.
I've embarrassed myself.
Come on.
Oh, good guy.
Any more news from that year before we move on to the news?
Robbie Williams, best male at the Brits. Ms. Dynamite, best female. Ms. Dynamite. I think she won that like best debut or something as well.
Yeah.
Smashed it and then did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
After that,
she had a cracking start to her career, and then
I think that was
Didn't
that.
really
Was
happen,
that.
did
I
it?
mean, well, the most important thing. In 2003, it was a year that saw France and Belgium break the NATO procedure of silent approval concerning the timing of protective measures for Turkey in case of a possible war with Iraq. Huh? Sorry?
What's happened?
Well, I just don't know a lot about politics and
What's
stuff.
happened
But
here?
not a problem, mate.
Okay.
Doing your whole jazz thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
You've embarrassed
Let's get on
yourself
to the music. What we start with singles or do we start with albums?
We'll start with singles.
Start with singles. Hit me with some of the best singles of the year 2003. You've got your little mixtape on. What we talking?
Well, it's a great year for music.
Go on.
Pop sees massive tunes. Dangerously in Love.
Whoa.
No, it's not called that.
It's not called that. It's called Crazy
It's
in
called
Love.
Crazy in Love.
Yep. And you've actually written on your notes, which I can see, Dangerously in Love. It's because the album was called Dangerously in Love.
And I'm dangerously in love with Beyonce.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
What does she do when she wants to contact the dead? Beyonce-ance.
Oh, no.
Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on.
Yeah, the one where she shakes her bum and that. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna.
Crazy in Love brackets, shake my bum. Yeah.
And also Hey Ya.
Was that pre or post Illuminati, that one? Not sure.
I think her and Jay-Z were together.
Yeah, they hadn't quite initiated yet.
They might not had done the lizard trial.
The lizard thing.
Yeah.
Apparently you got shit on a salad.
Is that right?
That's true.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I don't like salad.
You don't, do you?
Not really, no.
No. Well, you'll be in the club, mate.
I'm
Talking of in the club. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Some more pop singles?
Well, that's all my pop, really. Have you got any
Until
pop
later.
singles?
I've got a few, yeah. I don't think we will collide, so I'll read some others.
Go on.
We got Leave Right Now, Will Young.
Oh, that was my number one song of the year. I think I'm better leave right now.
Love a bit of Will.
Nice.
My dad tiled his parents' bathroom once. True story.
That didn't happen, did
It did happen.
Wow.
Dido. She was about, wasn't she?
Dido, yeah.
White Flag, I believe, was that year.
Nice.
Sugar Babs, they were doing well, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Caught in a Moment, Too Lost in You. Basically
Nice.
anything from the Love Actually soundtrack. They were on board.
Right.
That was
Yeah,
good.
Love Actually this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
classic.
What a film.
Mandy by Westlife.
I mean, that's a cover, isn't it?
Yeah, but that
Let's
was
be
a
honest.
hugely successful cover. And I only realised, sir,
Right.
today that Mandy is not even an original. It was called Brandy.
What?
That's right. Until the little cat fella got involved and covered it
Right.
and called it Mandy. It's actually called Brandy.
Is
Can
it
you believe
about
that?
brandy?
Probably, yeah.
It's about a woman.
All
called
songs are
Brandy.
about drink.
Yeah.
Name a song.
Drink to That by Rihanna. Is that about
Yeah.
drink? That's
You
not-
wouldn't know it, but it is. Yeah. Yeah. So there we go.
Well, there you go. You
yeah,
heard
loads
it here
more.
first.
Yeah, lots of them. Delta Goodrum released about 50 songs this year. It was mental and won loads of
Delta.
rewards. Delta Goodram.
She's Aussie, right? that
Is
right?
she? Yeah. I don't know.
Was she on I'm getting confused with Kylie, aren't I?
You are.
I was thinking No, I think Delta Goodrum was some sort of star. Some
Yeah,
sort
she
of
was very
some
famous
sort
for
of
a while.
actress or something. I think.
Delta Goodrum sounds
Yeah.
sort of like a airline or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, there was a lot of hip hop this year.
Go on.
You had 50 Cent's first album,
Mm-hmm.
which had PIMP, 21 Questions, and very close to being one of my top 3 songs of the year, In Da Club,
In Da Club, previously
Um,
mentioned.
which was, just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dre beats.
Not really a real
across that
doctor.
album.
Liar.
He's a doctor of making...
Ergonomics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a Dr. Dre beats John Cena rap album?
Well,
It'd just be great, wouldn't
you
it?
heard it here first. Let's get it done.
Ja Rule and Ashanti, Mesmerize,
Mhm.
O3 Bonnie and Clyde, Jay-Z.
Mm.
Jay-Z appearing on more big songs.
There he
And
is.
a little known rapper from
Go on.
from the UK called Dizzy Rascal.
Dizzy Rascal, Spin Me Around.
released Fix Up, Look Sharp, and Just a Rascal.
Is that Just a Rascal co-wrote by my friend Taz?
Well, I was going to say, do you want to just very quickly sum up your association with Dizzy Rascal?
I need this. This is
your
something
very
for another
tenuous
podcast.
association with Dizzy Rascal.
I was briefly in a band with a guy called Taz, who was one of an early grime artist from London, who was signed and toured and did very well. Then co-wrote lots of songs for Dizzy Rascal. He wanted me to play drums for him for a couple of gigs in Kent.
Yeah,
because
Why
nothing
not?
more street than the mean streets of Kent, baby. and
you, so he's got a gold
he's got gold records on his wall.
record,
Yeah.
because he co-wrote the whole album, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And
He's got a co-write
lots
for
of
the
other
album.
stuff, some stuff. I think some Ashanti on there, things like that.
Wow,
And just me and him chilling, mate. Not a problem, mate.
being
Big time.
I fit in that situation better than you, don't I?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I dealt with it.
But
Dealt a good ram.
You do play the drums better than me.
Only just, but I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
maybe
That's what
I
I
could have
kept
been
saying.
there just to hang around.
You'd have loved it, mate.
I'd have loved it. Yeah,
Yeah. You'd have taken at least 2 gold records.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Eating your dinner off them.
Yeah, that's
But
me.
yes,
That's
and,
me.
So in a way, me and Dizzy, peers in a way.
Peers.
In a way, co-workers in a way.
in a
In a way.
in a certain way.
Yeah.
Friends,
In a way, yeah.
co-friends.
Yeah.
Can I be friends with Dizzy Rascal?
Yeah.
I love Dizzy.
You got
Rascal.
to shit on a salad though.
And you got to eat the salad that's shit on by
Mm.
the Illuminati people.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
No.
Any hip hop that you liked this year?
Album wise, I liked Immortal Technique, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, talk about that later.
Yeah, lots of rock. Don't know if
Lots
you've got
of
a
rock
good
and
rock
indie
list.
this year.
For me, Crash the Wedding, Busted,
Oh yeah.
banger. That
Banger.
sort of middle of the road pop rock,
The
the kind of the McFly.
I think Year
era.
3000 was this year too. Yeah.
Was it? It was just. It might be possibly just at the end. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Goodness, Keen, good for British rock. Everybody's changing.
Yeah.
Bang of a record.
Yeah.
Offspring doing well. Hit That. If you remember that song with the kind of
good
the dog
song.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Times Like These technically was released by the Foos.
It was either
It was
very
this
early
year.
04 or 03.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of good. REM Bad Day, good song. They played at Glasgow as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big bangers being
big rocky poppy. They're just there when rock was still mainstream. you
Yeah.
know. Some could argue it is now. I'm not sure I would necessarily agree. When guitar-led music was still on Radio 1.
Well, Seven Nation Army was this year.
Banger.
And a little band called Muse that I picked for album of the year.
Little lads from Cornwall.
Yeah, they released Time Is Running Out along with other singles off of Absolution.
Great album back to back.
And The Strokes had 1251 released this year off of Room on Fire, their second album. Big year for just really, really good indie rock.
Some good metal as well.
Big metal this year. Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold, Chapter 4, great single. And Holy Confessions, great single.
What a riff.
From Waking the Fallen. That was when they were still finding their feet, but it sort of really developed a pretty strong sound. Still a lot of screaming, some more melodic stuff in there, which kind of was a precursor to City of Evil and further on albums. But
Yeah, that comes
really raw album, but really good album.
Yeah, it's quite a raw album. City of Evil's definitely where they went.
I think production-wise, there's such a leap
There
between their
is.
pre and post City of Evil albums. But
Yeah.
yeah, really good. Yeah, anything else in
What
the
else have we
metal
got?
world or the punk world, perhaps?
Funeral for a Friend
Mm.
released their first album, Casually Dressed and Deep in
That's what you
Conversation.
did for Saddam, wasn't it? Funeral for a Friend.
Is it?
Well, you were quite close, I heard.
Was
I used to call them Saddam and Eve, and you were Eve. That's what I heard.
Nah, that's enough of that.
Enough of that
Nah.
nonsense.
Nah, I'd probably stop the podcast.
All right.
I'm out of here.
He's done. I've rumbled him.
It was me and Bush were best friends. Actually.
You and Bush.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kate Bush.
Oh, yeah.
I was too busy running up her hill all the time.
But you were, weren't you? Unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, they call me the Hound
Do they?
of Love.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey?
On the windy moors.
I like Kate Bush.
She's good, isn't she? And she
Yeah.
took about 40 years off to garden.
Yeah, I
Mm.
preferred if she'd have stuck around.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She's like, I've had all these singles. I'm out of here. Just going to plant some petunias.
Another track that I was very close to putting as my top 3 songs of the year: "Drain the Blood," Distillers,
Oh,
off of Coral Fang,
back together.
Brody Dale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, classic.
Classic.
Love that woman.
You bit too much, I heard.
Yeah, I really want
Mm.
that woman
You put the bro in Brody Dale, didn't you?
She was married to, is it Tim Armstrong from Rancid?
That's right.
And he was much older than her. And they met
older.
when they were 16.
That's right.
Sorry, when she was 16. And then they divorced, and now she's married to Josh Homme. Or Homme.
Homer's where the heart is for
married
her, anyway.
to Josh from Queens of the Stone Age.
Wow.
So just imagine that.
Josh.
Josh.
Imagining.
Power
couple.
Who's popped over? Oh, it's Dave Grohl. Oh, who's popped over? Oh, it's other members of Foo Fighters.
It's Matt Berry. He's
Probably
really good friends.
They'd be friends, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Who else?
But being in a room with them, you don't know where the piercing ends and they begin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You bring a metal detector in there.
Oh.
Magnets. They'll stick to the wall.
Yeah, so that came out. Amazing. Gay Bar.
Yeah, if you want, mate.
Danger. High Voltage.
Great band, Electric Six.
Electric
Good
Six.
album, that.
Had that.
Good song. Used to play drums to that a lot.
Yeah, really good. And
I've got something to put in you.
I've got something to put in you.
Very good. So you can do impressions. See, from you that is good from you. So.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
And Feeling This and Miss You by Blink-182.
Yeah.
Do your best.
That's their 5th album.
Yeah.
Bit darker.
Yeah, and it's just called Blink-182.
Bit more maturity in the writing.
Yeah.
I think it's called their own name because they really felt they'd come into their own.
Did you make that up?
Where are you?
Yeah, just here we go.
Silence, please.
And I'm so sorry.
That is
Not
wow.
bad, that.
I mean, I got a little tear.
I need somebody and always.
Wow. Nice little drums.
Yeah.
Nice bit of Travis. Reining it in because he does hit harder than a professional baseball player.
Yeah, he does.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, he's again, I mean, I was thinking about my singles of the year, which we'll get on to now, but it could have been Miss You. It could have been Drain the Blood.
Great year for singles.
Could have been. It was Bring Me to Life at one point. It was Drain the Blood at one point. But I have reined it in.
You've runned it in. You've runned it in.
Anything else to mention?
No, I think we've covered it. Good for pop, good for rock.
Yeah.
Like I said, bit of radio-friendly rock never goes amiss in the early noughties.
For sure.
I think we should move on to our third favourite.
Okay.
We're leading in. I'm happy to start.
Go ahead. Drop one at me door.
Into the West, Annie Lennox.
No, now, I know what that song is.
Yeah, for those that don't.
No one's going to know what that is.
End credits of Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Yeah.
They've all sailed away.
Yeah.
They've all waved goodbye. Frodo can't deal with the pressure.
Yeah.
He's had an effect on his mental health.
Yeah.
He's going away. And, everybody's tearing up. The beautiful, angelic voice of Annie Lennox comes on. An emotional sort of 5.5 minute piece. Orchestral, a lot of good strings behind it.
Yeah.
And it's just this sort of spiritual awakening of the song.
It's
beautiful lyrics.
Absolutely beautiful.
Flows along beautifully. And it's just sort of transports you into another realm. There's a lot of loss there. There's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of beauty there.
I imagine it being played at people's funerals.
I imagine
probably fairly regularly.
Yeah.
And Annie
Maybe
Lennox
not sad
on that track really shows what
powerhouse.
She can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
one of the best female voices of all time. Best voices of all time.
It's
when she's on form.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo mama.
She's a little bit more than just what she sings on Sweet Dreams, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If most people only know her band, so Annie Lennox being a singer in Eurythmics. But yeah, crikey.
An inspired choice for this as well, because you wouldn't necessarily pick her as someone who'd be the... you could easily go with an operatic icon or whatever, but just beautifully sung. And suits the film perfectly. We haven't included too many soundtrack songs.
No.
I believe it was released as a single as well. But yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
Pretty and
great.
Emotional.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm gonna drop something slightly different at your door.
All right.
It's gonna be
Is that Yellow Pages.
Yep.
You back to working the door to door again?
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Knock. Would you? Would you like to give me?
Not today.
Yeah, I even said what I was going to...
Okay, boomer.
Your cat's dead.
That did happen.
Yeah, did it?
It did, yeah. Maybe we'll talk about that another time.
My third pick's going to be "Where Is the Love" by the Black Eyed Peas.
There it is.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
Go on.
The Black Eyed Peas, they're shit, aren't they?
I didn't say that. They're good. They're good.
They're not. They're not good.
They're not good.
They're not good. They're awful.
A best
now.
of would be good.
I don't know if it even
wouldn't
would.
be good.
No.
I've changed my mind.
No. Think my humps, my lovely lady.
Check 'em
lumps. No one wants that.
No. Okay. What about no? Don't funk with my heart. What about that one?
It sounds like the F word.
Okay.
But it's funk.
What F word?
Get it?
What F word?
Don't funk with my heart.
Don't get
Don't
it.
fork with my heart.
Fork. Well,
However,
it's a pretty song. Good. It was their first. I don't know if it was their first
their
single.
no, they were.
But it was a
together
breakthrough
before that.
single.
It was a breakthrough. Back when, Fergie was, I don't know, trying or.
I think was it a label that put Fergie with the Black Eyed Peas? She
Right.
wasn't originally with them.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, and interestingly, my picks have a theme running through. Although not so much the other two singles, but the
picks.
albums.
My lovely lady picks.
That's it. Yeah. Very political, this song. An anti-war pop song. What's wrong with the world, mama? People acting like they ain't got no mama.
Mama again.
Just
yeah.
rhyme mama with mama with
typical
mama.
Will I Am.
Yeah. He is truly one of the worst male singers who seemingly makes a living.
Yeah.
singing.
Oh, agreed. An awful person.
Yeah. But Where Is the Love? Fantastic song.
So this is an anti-war song, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Very
all
topical.
the words. Know
Do
all
you?
the words to it. Yeah.
What's your favourite line?
Song of the World. Overseas, yeah, we're trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living
Nice.
in the
No,
CIA,
no, no,
in the
no.
CIA, be the KKK, bloods in the streets. No, something in the streets of the KKK. Because if you've only got love for your own race,
No.
and you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate,
Oh my lord.
and you better get irate.
I've said it before, I'll say
Madness
it again.
is what it generates, and that's exactly where anger works and operates.
Okay.
Something like that.
Just something like that.
Something
Off the
like
cuff. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so a really empowering anti-war pop rap song
Yep.
that was huge, and I thought it was bloody.
That Jessie J ripped
Good.
off with Price Tag or whatever
Price
her
Tag,
thing
yeah.
was. Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly the same song.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. Good, pretty. Remember the video? They're all walking about.
yeah, yeah.
It's back when nobody knew that Fergie couldn't sing, so that was impressive.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah, good choice.
Number 3.
Well, it's number 2 for me.
Yeah, that was my number.
Oh,
3.
you'll go
Just
number
signing
3. Sign off.
off.
Number 3.
That's how I'm going to sign it off.
Come on down.
You know
number 3.
when you do a list and normally you started off saying number 2.
No,
and then
you
say
don't.
number
You do
2.
it and then go number 2. Okay. All right.
2 for you.
2 for me. Stacey's Mom. Fountains of Wayne.
Okay.
The only song you'll ever hear from them, even though it came off an album.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Stacey's Mum. Everybody knows the video. It's just sort of coming out of pop punk.
yeah.
But kind of the Jimmy Eat World kind of alt rocky. It's not necessarily about khaki shorts. Bit tongue in cheek though.
My khaki shorts.
You know what I mean? It's just there's something to it that's just it's beautifully fun and singable and hooky.
It's silly.
And it's silliness and it's just so catchy, man.
Yeah.
Stacey's Mum, she's got it going on.
Yeah.
She's all I want. And I've waited for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stacey,
You can do all
can't
your
see?
stuff about war,
Yeah.
but you know,
Right.
Stacey, do you remember when I used to come over after school? I used to hang around by your put at all. So we can all do it. You know what I mean?
We can all.
do that.
As poetry comes from everywhere.
Did your dad get back from his business trip?
I don't know.
We don't know.
No.
Is he trying to give him the slip? We don't know.
Um,
Mystery.
did
It's just a fun song.
did you have a Stacey's mum in your life?
Not really. No.
None
not
of your
really.
friends had hot mums, or
No.
no girlfriends had hot mums.
No.
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 My
I think
girlfriends' mums were cunt.
were concerned about your use of language.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew some people that fancied mums or fancied teachers,
I've had
but I was
teachers.
young. You know what I mean? I was
Fancy your
young
mum.
then. So She's like butter. Shaun the Dead reference.
Right.
I was too young when I primary. I was getting shot with BB guns in primary school. I weren't thinking about mums.
Right. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
You matured early.
Did any of my
Bit too early, actually. I know your story.
Yeah. Too early. Yeah.
Talk about that.
No, not for today.
You and Saddam.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Stop
Stop
planting.
mentioning it.
This.
But yes, Saddam's Mum, one of my favourite songs. Stacey's Mum, just good, isn't it? Good band, fun, quirky.
Yeah.
Great video, so singable.
Yeah.
Used to play drums to it.
Yeah.
What can you say about a song except it's a remarkable one-hit wonder? You know,
Really good one-hit wonder. Yeah.
it's always makes a list of what happened to this band.
Yeah.
It's just a great song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Super
Okay.
catchy, great pre-chorus as well, and I love a pre-chorus.
Yeah.
So-
A
Premature chorus.
premature chorus.
Yeah, I'm always singing it just before. Oh no!
Yeah, it's when
Not
you're
again.
That's when you're only 2.5 bars through the verse, and you just jump into the chorus.
Exactly.
It's the
We've all
premature-
been there, boys.
We've all been at
We've
a
all been
premature
there.
chorus.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
what to say? Listen to it if you haven't heard it.
Really good.
It's just a great song.
Yeah. Number 2.
Number 2. That was my sign off. Number 2. Now you go.
My number 2 is going to be "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence.
Okay.
Much darker,
Mm-hmm.
much darker choice than the rest.
Okay. I've fallen asleep. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna bring you to life.
No. I've fallen asleep. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
You're gonna
bring me
No, you're gonna-
to life.
wake me up. That's what you're gonna do. Okay. We can all do impressions.
Just feed me that line again. Just
I've fallen asleep. What are you gonna do?
wake me up.
Good. Fine.
Yeah. So
What a brilliant song.
Yeah.
Everybody liked this song, from your chavs to your chavettes to your
Yeah.
emo kids.
Yeah.
It was on all the phones.
And not a. I wouldn't want to call Evanescence it's definitely not the same as Stacey's Mum, but you could say it was their only song that ever hit the mega mainstream.
Yeah, a few singles, I suppose.
Things like
Going
Going
under, My Immortal,
but
Call Me When
this,
You're Sober.
this really cut through, and like you said, everyone liked this song.
Super, again, great video, really dark.
Yeah.
There were some windows in it. I
There was-
remember that.
Yeah, they're like on top of the building, aren't they? And like playing on like the corner of the building and she's kind of falling out, and he holds on to her at some point.
That's
and then,
right.
There's the middle eight, which is the kind of the aggressive bit where it's like,
Are we living a lie?
all of this time I can't believe I couldn't see.
That's it. That sort of pseudo operatic. It's like goth rock, isn't it? Again,
goth rock,
totally mainstream. Real forerunner, really pushing the boundaries for female fronted metal and rock at the time. I know some people don't like the term female fronted, but at the time there wasn't that many bands that were fronted by a woman.
And
they were great. She was totally accepted.
Yeah.
You know, didn't feel the need to run off and do a load of solo stuff. She was like, I'm in the band.
Yeah.
We're doing this band thing. I think the guitarist left after that album, actually, but just a
Yeah.
super catchy song, isn't it? Just
Really,
a great
really
song.
good song.
Sort of, again, she's got so much emotion in the way that she sings.
Yeah.
What's her name? Amy Lee?
Amy
Yeah.
Lee, yeah. Amy Lee.
Great song. Good fun to play as well.
Yeah.
Bit thrashy,
really,
bit
really
hardcore.
good. Can really rock it up if you want to, but it's got those operatic sections in it. It's really
That's
cool.
it. Bit of balance.
Very, very good. Yeah, so that's my number 2.
Yeah.
So we reached number 1.
It's probably in the list of like best singles
Yeah.
of all time. It's that
Such
popular.
a good single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1. Do you sign off?
Number 2.
Number 2. Number 1. This is confusing for anyone, especially for like dysnumeric or dyscalculate. Where am I?
Yeah.
We do embrace all people.
Everyone.
Apart from, people
Saddam.
that start the Iraq War. So Tony Blair. Political. Number 1. I've gone for a little left field, a little bit more subtle, a little bit
Left
more
field.
chilled.
You've gone for the popular artist and DJ.
Left field.
Left
Yeah,
field.
there he is. Look.
Yeah, there he is. Who is it?
Closest Thing to Crazy by Katie Melua.
Oh, yeah.
Melua.
That lady with the really curly
With
brown
the hair. Yeah, that's sort of a Georgian British.
Her hair
Eva
is
Cassidy.
almost as much of a
It's a
character
black mist.
as
Yeah,
her.
that's not what people
Yeah.
people don't. She greases it with Marmite. No one knows that. Yeah, bit of Bovril. Debut single.
Yeah.
Released quite early, actually. Terry Wogan, he was pushing it on his show, on his Radio 2 show. Wanted its Christmas number 1.
R.I.P. Tez.
R.I.P. Tez. Didn't get to number 1. Do you want to do an impression of Terry quickly?
Ooh,
All the way back there.
All the way.
All the way.
I really.
Why did I die? All the way
Was he
back
Irish?
there. He was actually,
Oh,
yeah.
I really
But
like.
very subtle.
Really like Katie Melua.
Yeah.
And coming up next
Yeah.
is Katie Melua.
Fine.
That's actually not
we're
too
improving.
bad.
That was okay. Well done. Shake my hand.
Thanks, mate.
Kiss my face.
Yeah.
So it was released early. Didn't get the Christmas number one. Stayed at 10.
Right.
Stayed at 10, but was climbing. So it's sort of a yearning song about love, the love she cannot control.
Yeah.
Song takes the form of rhetorical questions about love. You know,
Ooh.
how would you think I would do this, etc., etc. You know, how could you let me fall apart? How could you do this? A lot of longing there, a lot of questions. Now, a guy called Mike Batt wrote it about 15 years before it came out.
Oh.
Now, Mike Batt, not many people know he's actually a bat. No, he's not. He wrote with the Hollies, Cliff Richard, David Essex.
Right.
Wrote Bright Eyes from Watership Down. Bright Eyes.
Okay.
Co-wrote Phantom of the Opera, the song,
With
of Andy Webber. Andy Lloyd Webbs.
That's what we call him because we're in the biz.
What can I
Andy
say? Me
Webbs.
and Anne go a long way back. He was in the Wombles.
Right.
Mike Batt, you know. So he was all over the shop. He spotted Katie Melua when she was sort of 17, 18 at Brit School.
Right.
Plucked her up out of obscurity. Goes, I've got some cracking songs for you. Let's
Cracking.
collab.
Right.
I like what you're doing. I like your style. By 2006, she's the best-selling female artist in the UK and one of the highest selling female artists in Europe.
Melwa.
That's it. So at 19, album comes out. When she was a child, I think she won some kind of reality competition. I think it was called Stars in Their Noses instead of Stars in Their Eyes, like a spoof music show. So she was on TV since she was young and won like 350 quid or something. But so she was
Pocket
a little
that.
used to the limelight. But yeah, pocket that, buy a ukulele. Look at her now. But by the end, that album that it was off sells about 1.9 million, goes 6 times platinum.
Yeah, it was massive, wasn't it, that track?
Yeah, and she's still doing stuff with the Gory Women's Choir at the moment.
Right.
What album was it called? Call Off the Search was the album. Yeah, really, really. Other songs off the album are great. Crawling Up a Hill is a good song. Far Away Voice about Eva Cassidy. But yes, just a fantastic song, touching, emotional. You know, beautifully sung, super melodic. Very kind of style-wise, kind of singer-songwriter, jazz. But kind of very evocative of kind of summer days and longing.
Was hers the 10 Million Bicycles in?
It was.
That's her as well, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
really good back catalogue. If you just wanted something to chill out to, or especially to work to, she's a really good artist. I remember her being on the two Ronnies reboot quite a lot. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
They were like, and now Katie Melua.
Katie Melua.
Yeah.
Lovely, yeah, very beautiful song.
Beautiful song.
Great voice.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I wholeheartedly agree and understand
Thank you.
why it would be your number one.
Thank you. You're my number one. One. That's my sign off.
My number one, a little bit left field also.
Mm-hmm. Bit more left. The artist left field,
Just
formerly known as right field.
he's been cracking it out this year. I am going to go for a track by the Bland.
Oh, that's a Freudian slip.
Come on,
Come on now, by the Bland.
that's the name of my
The Bland, yeah. Bland on the Run.
Bland on the Run. Yeah, nice.
Bland Aid.
Stop it.
Just all the people you don't want to sing a charity single. Delta's in there. Saddam, he's there.
Who else is on Bland Aid? Damien Rice.
Yeah. Damien Rice. So good, they named him Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else?
Who else would be there?
Lamar. Actually,
Lead singer of Snow Patrol.
Quite like Lamar. Yeah, he's awful, and he's so bland.
Yeah.
Lead singer of Razorlight.
Oh, he's a good guitarist. He's quite a good guitarist.
Is he?
Yeah. Get back to you there. Answers on the postcard. Let us know. Who would be in Bland Aid?
In Bland Aid. So my number one is by a band
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Called
Go on.
Placebo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's The Bitter End. This sort of amazing sort of rock song of this incredible kind of sort of pace to it, and this really sort of distorted effect on the voice of
He's got a really interesting voice, hasn't he?
Brian Mulcahy.
A bit like a goose. Or like the duck
Yeah.
from Rosie and Jim.
Really selling it.
Yeah.
Really selling it. It starts and just kicks off. It's got a great video to it where they're in a kind of the middle of a satellite ship, not a satellite ship, of a satellite.
Mm-hmm.
Not a satellite. What's it?
Not
What's
a
the
satellite.
word? Like
No.
like a dome of a thing that zips out a. Sorry.
Radar dish.
A
Satellite
radar
station.
dish.
Yeah.
Not a satellite dish, a radar.
Well,
dish.
it's essentially a big satellite dish. Yeah.
A satellite dish. That's right. Yeah, they're in that, and yeah, it's just kind of this very kind of visceral song that has this pace to it. It's very kind of gothy and sort of Bowie.
There's something about them sort of speak to the outcasts a bit. You know what I mean? There's something very quirky and different about them.
They kind of they succeeded coming out of the Britpop era because they've actually been around since I think the 94 or 93. They've been around for ages, and it's kind of the androgynous kind of
totally
appeal of Brian, the lead singer, and
Brian.
they would write songs about kind of depression and drugs and being at the bitter end, which
what
is
it means to be a youth.
Yeah, and it's
today.
It's actually based on 1984, the book by George Orwell. That song.
Okay.
But yes,
You just do a quick reading from that now if you want.
Yeah. So, and then they took us away.
Powerful stuff there. I think we can all agree. Pretty powerful.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. So a lot of inspiration there from kind of, I suppose, glam. A little bit of glam there as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, a bit of that kind of androgyny from Bowie or someone like that.
But yeah, just a really great song.
It's a really bloody great song.
I would say.
So a joke there somewhere. Like I wanted something record, but I bought Placebo, but it worked anyway.
Yeah.
Placebo.
I wanted
I wanted The Cure, but I bought Placebo.
It worked anyway.
And it worked anyway.
Because they do sound a bit like The Cure.
There we are, and it's a Placebo. It works beautifully.
Yeah.
If you want to hire me, I'm available for bar mitzvahs. Number one.
That's my sign off.
We're on to our albums, big boy.
We are.
Let's smash through these. Pop albums. Bosch, Thankful, Kelly Clarkson. Really fun.
Right.
3, Sugar Babes.
Right.
Good, we've mentioned that. Lots of
album.
singles off that. American Life, Madonna. She took a bit of an acoustic turn.
Yeah.
Quite an interesting album.
Yeah.
3 or 4 songs from that. Really cool.
You got Elephant, Black Eyed Peas. That album as a whole. We stopped talking about Black Eyed Peas. You're never going to meet
them.
Was quite good. Boy in the Corner, which
What's he doing here?
Jack essentially has a writing credit on these days.
Yeah, I don't
Dizzy
want to
Rascal.
say that, but I do.
You also had Speakerbox / The Love Below by Outkast, which had Hey Ya, and it was that double album with Big Boy and Andre 3000 taking
Big Boy in the Corner.
kind of one each.
It was originally Boy in the Muller Corner, but he didn't like yogurt.
No,
he can't eat.
He's lactose intolerant.
Yeah. One Heart by Celine Dion. Just bring it down, you know. That's something to put on when you're hoovering. You know what I mean?
What, so you can't hear it?
Yeah, so you can't hear it. Try This by Pink.
Right.
No, seriously, try this.
Yeah.
Nice. Goldfrapp, Black Cherry.
Nice.
Remember Goldfrapp?
Yeah.
I think they did a tour with Depeche Mode once. Imagine that.
Since
Heaven. Literally.
Get that in your brain.
Sample it, quick. Sample it. So yeah, good albums. Good poppy albums. Any rock or metal up there for you?
Well, you know, with our as we've gone through these lists, it's very much that you know, pop albums. They this year actually not too bad.
Pop albums not, but like we said, it's a pop single that takes the biscuit, and it's a rock or a metal album. Although good year for punk.
Yeah, very good year for punk. You've got. What ones do I mention at the bottom that I don't want to talk about first? Okay.
They're literally right in the middle there. I can see them.
Yeah, there they are. So, Coral Fang, Distillers, amazing. You've also got Terror State.
Anti-Flag.
Anti-Flag, really
What's
good.
the one with the press corps on it? That's good bass line on that, especially with your bassy speakers.
Yeah, for Blood and Empire, that is.
That's a bit later, was it?
The one before, I think.
Oh, the one before?
Actually, yeah. Maybe.
Blink, obviously you mentioned Blink.
Yeah, Blink 182, the self-titled.
Some good metal as well. Some good metal in there.
Yeah, you had the very, very divisive St. Anger.
Oh, with the dustbin lid snare. Kind of thrashy live sound.
Yeah. They kind of went for a
messy
sort of garage sound, as though
they were in a garage.
It's almost like
and someone run over them on the way out.
Let's deliberately record a shit-sounding album. It's a weird one.
One of the most divisive albums of all time. Period. I think.
Yeah.
There's people that will defend it to the death, and people that go, "I don't even that's not even in the canon, the Metallica canon. It doesn't exist."
Where do you sit on it?
Sometimes at home, I'll just sit on it for a bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I like some of the lead singles, but I'm not. Production doesn't always swing me because I think we're quite production heavy these days, as we talking about before. As we've talking about before.
Fine. As we done talking about.
I got a degree, so Z.
Yeah.
Don't
do that.
No, don't do that. But I wouldn't stick it on. No. But yeah, I don't hate it.
No,
I appreciate that there were a few albums in. They can do what they want.
I think some of the tracks are good luck to him.
Good luck to him, I say.
Metallica. Good luck to him.
Good luck to you, mate.
Hopefully. Yeah, he's gone into rehab, hasn't he?
Bless him. Yeah, I wish him well.
Alcohol. But I would say the production, although I do agree with what you said, I'm going to disagree. The production really bothers me on this one because I like the songs. Frantic, I like a lot.
Yeah.
St. Anger, I like. Okay.
Did it ever get reproduced or remastered?
Well, that's it. That you can go not by them because they
someone else
stand by it.
Yeah.
But you can. There's lots of cool videos on YouTube, which is things like Master of Puppets, if it was on for Justice and Justice for All, because their production has been so different across all of their albums.
Yeah.
And
very inconsistent.
A lot of people have done St. Anger as if it was Master of Puppets, and they've copied the production
just
style
better
and
just better
much better.
I'm with you there. I think if production doesn't always hold me back, but it does a little bit on this one. Actually,
so I didn't hate it, but I thought it was a bit disappointing. My beloved Iron Maiden, they're out with their second album of the decade, with Dance of Death after 2000's Brave New World.
There we go. Lovely. Good album, strong album,
cracking album. A lot of people hate the album artwork.
Oh,
it's got the one with Eddie in the black robe on the front, but it's kind of got all the 3D computer characters around him.
Okay, people don't like that.
It's not one of the best. But this is the first year that I see Iron Maiden.
Okay, you were young, man. Yeah,
I was. Yeah.
Well, no wonder you're a convert.
Yeah, absolutely.
It got blasted into your little young brain.
11 or 12. At download.
That was right. We mentioned this before, didn't we? Yeah.
And great album. Wildest Dreams was the lead single. Rainmaker, but other
no Rainmaker.
Great
of course,
tracks like Passchendaele.
Sounds like a butter.
Acoustic tracks. And Journeyman. And good album. Really liked it.
Yeah, lots more. Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned Avenged Sevenfold, of course.
Yeah, Waking the Fallen was good.
That was good. Slightly more obscure for some people in the more Nordic vein. We had Enlighten Me by Masterplan. Good album.
Right.
I think that's often voted as one of the best metal albums of all time.
Really?
Which is unusual. Recreation Day, Evergrey, Damnation, Opeth. Nice. They're just slightly moving into their more proggy melodic thing, but not quite.
Nice.
Burning Earth, Firewind, that's a good album.
Nice.
Winter Hearts Guild, Sonata Arctica normally makes the best power metal albums of all time list. Valley of the Damned, Dragon Force, which was remastered a few years ago because it sounded like a dog poo.
Yeah, is that the first album?
It is, I believe. Well, they may have had some EPs and stuff before then, but it's their major album. Valley of the Damned being the lead single, I believe. But some really cool stuff on there.
Nice.
Blackfire, I think, is one of the strong songs off there. I would listen to the remastered version now because it was quite hard to listen to the original version, and somehow that lasted for a long time before they went, should we redo this?
Should we redo that one?
But yeah,
you had
good for metal.
Even more metal. Ember to Inferno, the first Trivium album.
Classic.
Really good. Obviously, you have Ascendancy come, basically the biggest metal album of the year in a couple of years. But this was the first one. Golden Age of Grotesque, Marilyn Manson, kind of a big comeback for him. I remember reading. I guess this is the year where I really started getting into other metal and rock that wasn't kind of your Maidens, your Floyds.
You started to experiment a little bit.
Kind of newer stuff. I guess I started reading Kerrang and
Metal Hammer.
Like so
yeah.
I remember getting so you got Through the Ashes of Empires, Machine Head, and I had a Kerrang CD that had Imperium on it. Like a compilation, and just played it to absolute death. It was fantastic.
Literally.
Before I even knew any other Machine Head, really. Just knew that one
just
song.
Smashed that one
Loved
out.
it.
Believe Fall Out Boy's debut was in this year. Take This to Your Grave.
Right.
Their first ever album, which hardened fans know, but I wouldn't really know many tracks off it.
Yeah, I only know from Under the Cork Tree
onwards, but nice to hear them kind of thrashing it out. Also, a little bit obscure, going into that left field once more, No Turning Back by Imelda May. I think it was her debut rockabilly chick album.
Nice.
Much earlier than I thought she started. And getting kind of any kind of rock and roll rockabilly into the charts. I'm always behind that. We're both big rock and roll fans, so good for her, I say. Good luck to her.
Any rock and roll influence that we can get into the charts, I'm happy. I'm happy.
I wouldn't, but Imelda May.
Good.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not other
really?
than my top three.
Any
others for you?
Good compilations, actually. In Time, Best of REM, the one with the blue kind of moon on the cover.
Yeah.
Hits, the Best of Erasure. Still got that on my iPod.
Nice.
And they redid
Try to discover
a little something. Let It Be by the Beatles. There was an album called Let It Be Naked where they used alternate takes and remixed the Let It Be album. So you could hear different takes, different solos. There was a ghost of a couple of guitar solos and differences in arrangements and things.
Ghost were on it.
Ghost were on
nice.
it.
Tobias.
Yeah. Worth listening to.
Up.
Tobias or not Tobias. That is the... I don't know.
Yeah,
worth listening to for those
cool.
strong music fans that like something a little bit different.
Beatles
Let It Be Naked.
Nerds.
Beatles nerds.
Yeah,
loser.
Nice. Let It Be Naked.
Let It Be Naked. Let It Be Naked. I say, and the Lord said unto he, let it be naked.
And
Bob's your uncle. Fanny's
did.
your aunt. He hadn't invented Fanny's then, had he? Or had he?
At what point in the
When did he invent Fanny's?
creation? Fanny's? Was that the first day?
I'll get back to you. I think... No, I don't think... I think famine and death was the first day. And I thought... a couple of days in, he thought, oh, you know what?
I better make Fanny's.
Better make Fanny's now. I need something to look at.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Blasphemy.
Sorry,
mate. Please don't curse me. Should we get on to our favourites?
Let's.
Go on.
I'll go
You
first.
start, mate.
My number 3 favourite.
3.
So, another... their debut album did appear on my top 3 as well, I believe.
Doubling up, are we?
They don't quite get the number 1 spot again.
Oh, they've missed out.
And I'll be honest, this was their last great album.
Oh, I think
I
can guess who it is.
It's Room on Fire by The Strokes.
Oh, it's getting hot in here.
It's just another fantastic guitar, indie, mainstream rock album. Is it as good as Is This It? It's possibly better. Not as a whole, but the singles, Reptilia, and my personal favourite of the album. And I think what we'll do with these is we're gonna add one track off of these albums to the playlist.
Yes, one of the 3 of our favourite albums. So there'll be 6 album tracks, and then there'll be our 3 best singles that we like. So 6 singles as well.
So although Reptilia is the big single off this one, the one everyone knows, I
not going to add it.
Like, whatever happened?
Why not add a little album track? Why not?
The opening track. Just fantastic album. It does tail off a little bit. The last half's not as good as the first half, which is why it's number 3. But a cracking album, nevertheless.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Did
good.
they all have Strokes? That's why they're called the Strokes?
No, they're back together actually. New album next coming months, I think.
Ooh, the pressure.
Might be.
Will it be good?
April.
Yeah.
Heard the single. Not great.
No. You saw them live, didn't you? You said they were
Shite.
caca-poo-poo.
Shitty.
Shame, innit?
Rubbish. Yeah. But yeah, as I said.
Worth listening to this album, though.
Yeah, cracking album.
Yeah. Do you sign off?
3.
Absolution, Muse. Mentioned Muse a ton already. You've picked Muse Origin as your Symmetry as your favourite, didn't you, before?
And if I hadn't, this is up there for me this year.
Yeah.
Very close to
we
being
mentioned
on
it
my
briefly
list.
earlier. What to say? Muse on form.
Incredible.
Third album, technically, I think.
Yeah, third album.
Just smashing it hit after hit. Time is running out. Hysteria. You know, there's so many more to go through.
Thoughts of a Dying Atheist.
Thoughts of a Dying Atheist.
I
Kind of
love
a bit
that
more
song.
kind of punky. A little bit My Chem, actually. A little bit of that.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just a great album. Melodic. A little bit more use of synths and strings and things. But still kind of very rocky and riff based.
Massive.
Good vocals
riffs
on it. Just really unusual kind of lyrics. You know, he's always very big and grandiose in his lyric writing. So some really good stuff. For me, I think Butterflies and Hurricanes is going to be the song I playlist.
Nice.
Because it's not necessarily the first one people go to, although it's in their arsenal and they do play it live sometimes.
Yeah.
Quite long, kind of stops and starts, goes through a bit of a kind of an orchestral thing at the end. Just super melodic. But yeah, great album. Rocky, melodic. It's like kind of the mix that I like for me. It gets heavy, but it's also kind of pretty.
It's back when they were real trailblazers and not it feels now like Muse kind of are chasing a sound which was popular maybe a year or two ago. They're doing dubstep when dubstep's no longer popular. They're doing this when
they're way behind it.
This is when they were leading.
He wasn't tied down by production and experimentation as much. It was just, let's write some great songs.
Yeah, but yet still innovative with the way he uses his voice.
Oh, nobody plays or sings like him. They still don't. But it was around this time he won Best Guitarist of the Year or something, I think. But yeah, just great album, back to back.
Yeah,
back to back album.
Love that album.
3.
Amazing album artwork as well.
Yes,
the people kind of floating up the shadows, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
People floating through the sky with the person looking up.
Cliff Richard in the Shadows.
Yeah, they were on it.
Hank.
Favorite Cliff Richard in the Shadows album? None.
Best of.
The best of. Yeah. My number 2. Again. Going into a political route.
You love that political route.
The political roots.
That one Jimmy Fallon on.
Yeah. War on Errorism by NoFX.
Oh yeah, it's almost like terrorism, but it says errorism.
It's an error.
Wow, that is political.
There were no weapons of mass destruction. Eh? It had George Bush painted as a clown on the front with the American flag.
Controversial.
Tracks like The Separation of Church and Skate.
Hang on. Whoa. Rewind.
Whoa.
War on Errorism. That's already genius. You're telling me Separation of Church and Skate? You have me on.
No.
Unbelievable.
I know.
These guys.
They're
poets,
after our pun.
Bloody poets, mate. They should be on the bloody podcast.
After our pun hearts.
Putting me to shame on that one.
Franco Un-American. The Idiots Are Taking Over.
Oh yeah. Instead of Dover, over. White Cliffs of Dover.
The Idiots.
These guys are good, man.
Decomposer.
Oh, they've done it again. But they've played with it.
Whoops, I OD'd. Anarchy Camp. Just it's one of those punk albums. It's very very quick and very got these like blistering punk hooks on them. It's quite a funny album as well. Got some
humour in there.
It's got some humour in it as well in tracks like Anarchy Camp and She's Nubs as well.
She's Nubs.
It's just one of those. It's kind of the development from kind of skate punk to this kind of
khaki shorts to church and skate. So they've moved a long way in a few years.
Yeah, they've gone to They've gone very political. I mean, there are great NoFX albums before this, and maybe one or two after. But
and there's no effects on it.
There's no bloody effects. There's no distortion on the guitar.
No.
He's not even using a microphone. He thinks that's an effect. He's got confused.
Yeah. Oh, that's an error.
Just a really, really, really good album.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I'm going to add probably the biggest single and one of their biggest tracks that they play live now. I've been playing it since this was released.
Nice.
Franco Un-American.
A mainstay of the set. That's about James Franco, is it, that one?
That's yeah, he's not American.
No.
They just find that really annoying when he says he's American.
Yeah, liar.
Yeah.
I don't like liars.
Yeah. Bit like Bush.
A bit like Bush. Let's not beat around the bush.
Kate Bush.
Number 2. She's not involved in this particular album. It's Modern Artillery by The Living End.
Oh, double
Australian
back-to-back punk.
Rockabilly, great rock band.
Yeah, talking of
lordy, they're good.
Getting rock and roll in the mainstream.
They were sort of psychobilly their first album or two, but recently saw them with the Stray Cats, of course.
You did, yeah.
Fantastic live band. You were not invited to that one.
Just
that was me and my dad.
Check.
Yeah, me and my dad though, wasn't it, mate?
Just want to check.
You want to be a third wheel, do you, mate?
Who introduced you to The Living End?
It was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you went off and saw them without me.
Yeah. Well,
you scum.
just happened to be there.
Subhuman.
Okay.
Scum.
Oh,
I've never seen The Living End, and I don't know if
you won't
tell.
if you fucking keep up like that.
I'm quite annoyed by it.
Yeah. Well, great album. You know
Amazing.
what I mean?
Fucking
53 minutes of unbridled joy. What would you do? Little punky 1 minute song to smash through at the beginning.
Yeah.
He's got some of my probably favourite ever rock songs on it. Jimmy. Tabloid Magazine. That's going to be my pick. I like it was one of the lead singles. That's just such a good song.
It's my favourite song on the album.
It's going to be my lead for the playlist. It's just so damn catchy. They've got an amazing way of arranging songs where you think it might just be straight punk, but then it just it always takes you somewhere else.
Yeah.
The lyrics are very escapist. They paint a real picture, but they're still very grounded in Australian and urban, and it's just something about them. They've just got it. Maitland Street, love that song, Putting You Down. You know, they've got almost ska influence in there, rockabilly influence in there. Back-to-back albums. A long album, but it's a great album.
It's a great album.
Back-to-back. Get it on your playlists.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
absolutely.
great band, and very pleased I saw them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. One of the...
Tick that off the list, mate. Tick that off the list,
Tick
mate.
that one, yeah. Yeah. I'd love to see them. We'll do, hopefully, one day.
Oh, they'll come back.
Bands
Still
like,
3 of them as well. Huge sound for 3 people.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Great rock band. And not that many people. You speak to the everyman on the street, they ain't going to know who they are.
No.
Check them out.
Living End. The Living End.
Please do it for me, please.
So, number
2.
1. Number 1.
2. That's my sign off. 2.
Again, this is going to be... Apparently, I was obsessed with kind of politically induced music.
It don't sound like you. What do you have your degree in, mate? What's your degree in?
Yeah, it's in all this stuff in it.
What's your master's in, mate?
It's sort of all this stuff as well, isn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. What's my job? Fuck all.
Get the yellow pages out.
Yes, it is Revolutionary Volume 2 by Immortal Technique.
Oh, brief mention earlier. He's back.
It's one of my favourite hip hop albums ever, back to back. It's one of my favourite political albums back to back. It kind of goes up there with Rage Against the Machine, with what are my other favourite political albums?
Billy Bragg.
Yeah.
I hate Thatcher.
Yeah, that one's
I
good.
used to buy my chips from an oppressive chip shop regime. That one.
That
one's good.
Yeah, it covers, class struggle, drugs, slave labour, racism, lots of stuff on the military-industrial complex.
So it's a comedy album.
And as well, the corporate control of music is talked about a lot on this album, with Immortal Technique being unsigned.
Yep, because he didn't want to be pinned down, man.
Great track, Freedom of Speech, which is all about being an unsigned rapper.
There's always some debate whether his lyrics are clever or not as clever as people say they are.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his lyricism because it speaks to me. I understand it. This may sound stupid and naive, but I can hear what he's saying, which I want to be able to hear, because hip-hop lyrics, rap lyrics are some of the best lyrics around, and do cross the boundary into kind of street poetry and spoken word and stuff.
Yeah.
I think what Immortal Technique conveys in his songs, as simplistic or complex as some think, is really gets right down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean, it's one of those albums. So much is being said about. About everything, about the world and how it works. But not everything on it is obviously completely agreeable. There's loads and loads of stuff. Probably when I was a bit younger, a little bit more left wing, I found it to be almost. I mean, it opened my eyes to so much of conspiracy and know ideas.
He raps about the Illuminati.
He does rap about the Illuminati. The fourth branch of the government. The fourth branch being a track on the album. Other great tracks: Crossing the Boundary, Internally Bleeding, The Point of No Return.
He feels strongly that there's a hidden hand controlling the world, keeping the truth seekers out of there. Yeah,
talking about flooding poor American neighborhoods with cocaine, with government kind of okayed and supplied cocaine.
For sure. I mean, there's evidence of
poverty and creation of ghettos and gentrification. It covers a lot. I'm not saying it's a complete political statement, but as a political album and a musical statement,
worth dipping into.
It's quite something, and it's really just great to listen to. The
very
beats
catchy.
are amazing.
Yeah, some great samples.
They're lots of horns, lots of. I mean, he's I believe of Peruvian descent, so there's a lot of. It's got a real groove to it. The album. There's
I like it.
It's amazing. I love that album.
Well, I have it on my iPod, so you know what I'm saying.
If it's on yours,
if it's on mine, it gets the go.
If it's hip hop and it's on Jack's, it must be good.
Well, hip hop till you drop. Good luck to him, I say.
Yeah,
good luck to the boy. I say.
Luck to it. Just
what's he up to these days?
Oh,
he dead or?
He's still doing shows, but he's not released an album since it's been over 10 years.
Hit a wall.
The Third World was his last album, which was not as good, but had some good tracks on it. But yeah, Immortal Technique. Check him out.
Check him out.
If you're unaware, people, educate
before you beducate. So your jingle, do your thing. Do your sign off. One for me.
What about you?
I've gone different. I haven't gone political.
No.
I've stuck in the rock vein, as it seems to be the tradition for me, mostly with albums anyway. Permission to Land, The Darkness. One of the best debut albums of all time.
Now,
let me lay it down.
I know I've said a lot about Revolutionary Volume 2, but let's be honest.
This is your favourite album.
This is my favourite album of the year.
Well, where to start? Give you some facts. Only came 36 on the American Billboard chart, which is still very good for a British debut album, especially from a rock band. Number 2 on the UK album chart. Eventually crawled to 1. Stayed there for 4 weeks. Stayed there for a month. Sold about 1.5 million in the UK alone.
Right.
So let's rewind a little bit. They sold out the Astoria before they were even signed. Homecoming show. They were known as a real good live band.
Yeah.
Loads of industry interest. Nobody would sign them because they're uncool. They're a bit jokey.
Yeah.
You know, are they serious? Are they not? But the whole point of it is that they take the music seriously, but not themselves seriously.
Yeah.
Which is what we do. Song-wise, the whole album, there's some hard rock, there's some glam, there's some metal.
Yeah.
It's all in there. It's kind of based on some mythology. They've got like a lot of Suffolk, very English-based lyrics. Black Shuck, for example, based on the legend of a dog that haunts a village church.
Yeah.
Just funny, very, very funny, because Justin wrote a lot of jingles for adverts before this. I had the same manager throughout who did that, who moved on to managing them for the band. So he really retained that kind of tongue-in-cheek edge, and obviously he'd dress up in his cat suits, and he was one of a breed of real old-school rock and rollers, rock stars that there aren't that many of now.
No,
he came right out of the 70s, 80s, really, let's be honest.
Yeah.
They wore their influences on their sleeve, from Queen to Thin Lizzy. I mean, he's literally got them tattooed on his knuckles, Queen.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Just an amazing album. Critical acclaim. I mean, it just defined hard rock of the noughties, really. They toured with Metallica off the back of it, headlined some festivals, 3 Brit Awards, Best Group, Best Rock Group, Best Album, 2 Kerrang Awards, I Believe in a Thing Called Love, obviously sometimes mislabeled as a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
I would argue against that because they've had multiple charted hits after that. Got to number 2. Don't believe it ever got to number 1, which is a shame. I think 2004 they won Best British Album again.
Yeah.
Permission to Land was voted 49th in the 50th best albums of the 21st century in Kerrang.
Right.
Just giving you some stats, you know what I mean?
I'd
Because a lot of people are going to attack me for this.
I'd put it higher.
I'll put it higher. I'll put it higher.
Sir. It's
No,
one of my
top 20 for me.
It's one of my favourite albums of well,
It's just brilliant.
ever.
Yeah.
So it's it might be my favourite hard rock album ever.
Yeah, it's just every song is brilliant from a writing perspective. It's funny, it's clever, it's engaging, it tells a story. They are musically incredibly gifted. Again, people think a bit jokey, they can't play. They can play.
Oh yeah.
They're incredible live. We've had the pleasure of seeing them together up in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Splendour Festival. I've seen them, I think, another 3 times. I think Salisbury.
Yeah.
A couple of other places as well.
Yeah, I think
Camden.
I've seen them twice.
Yes, that's right.
I think
yeah.
you've seen them 4. Have you seen them?
I think 4 times. Yeah. Brilliant every time. Obviously, Justin's voice is insane and actually got better with age, I think, after he knows how to control it. Dan, his brother, an amazing guitarist as well. Ed, the drummer, he was probably the weakest link, although he was still very good.
Yeah.
Wrote some very iconic fills. He left. He had some hip issues and he was replaced. And then she was replaced by Rufus Taylor, who's Roger Taylor's son from Queen.
Yeah.
So it's all come full circle. Now Justin is playing with his idol's son, which I think is kind of beautiful musical poetry. Loads. I mean, it's consistently voted one of the best rock and metal albums of all time.
Yeah.
It's in the list of 1001 albums you must hear before you die. 63rd out of the 100 greatest albums of the 21st century in Metal Hammer. We can go on. It's smart, it's funny, it's technically sound, it's catchy, it's controversial. There's a lot of expletives in there that would get bleeped or sometimes missed on the radio, which is always a joy.
Yeah.
It's just,
get your hands off of my woman.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
You C-word. Just rock and roll at its most brash and tongue-in-cheek. Like I said, take the music seriously. Don't take them seriously. It's brilliant.
It's sort of like AC/DC crossed with T-Rex crossed with Spinal Tap.
Yeah, it's just... And that is brilliant. It's just brilliant. Every song... If I was to pick a favourite... I can't pick a favourite. I think I'm going to play this Friday night because...
Right.
I think it's just... the lyrics are so... They're just so clever.
So
I love
good,
a clever lyric. But I didn't want to go for all the single, although I think this was maybe a 5th single.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go for I Believe or Growing on Me. Look, I love those songs, but they may be the ones that people know. And if you don't know or haven't listened to the album in a while, something like a Friday Night is
I think
was a nice introduction to maybe the lesser known side of the Darkness.
Black Shack might have been a single.
Yeah.
Growing on Me, Believe in a Thing Called Love.
Love Is Only a Feeling.
Yeah, I mean, my favourite...
I think Holding My Own was a single as well. It's just endless.
My favourite track... I mean, yeah, I could stick this on in any mood and listen to it front to back pretty much. Yeah. Love on the Rocks with No Ice is one of my favourite songs.
Great riff. Always goes around on people's shoulders in the crowd during that song.
I love the intro so much. And Love Is Only a Feeling is just quite beautiful.
Just beautiful, yeah. Some beautiful. If you actually strip away the bravado and the ego and the comedy, there's actually some beautiful writing in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So stick it on, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
11 songs.
Yeah,
40 minutes.
I might put it on now.
One of the best British rock albums of all time.
I think so.
And that will be my pick for 2003.
Yes.
And with that, I think we might have to wrap up, don't you?
I think we're going to wrap up. Let's go.
Great mixture. Some hip hop, some rock, some punk, some metal, some pop. It's all there.
So let's just remind these wonderful people, what will we be adding to the playlist?
We will be adding to the playlist, which can be found in the description box of this podcast on YouTube. If you're not listening to it there, you can head there for the link, or Google or just Spotify search the 21st Century Breakdown RRUP, stands for, of course, Rock Roll Up Podcast. You'll find it. It's about 2.5 hours long so far because we've put all the songs on that we've suggested so far.
Yep.
We're going to add accordingly every time this 21st Century Breakdown episode is released.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk my favourites, Into the West, Stacey's Mum, Closest Thing to Crazy. They're going to be going on.
Yeah, and Where's the Love? Bring Me to Life. And The Bitter End by Placebo.
Lovely. Then I'm going to pick a song from Absolution by Muse, but probably Butterflies and Hurricanes. I'm going to pick Tabloid Magazine from Modern Artillery, The Living End. And I'm going to pick Friday Night from Permission to Land by The Darkness.
Nice. And you're going to get Whatever Happened from Room on Fire by The Strokes. Franco on American by War on Errorism by NoFX. And I think I'm going to put on The Point of No Return by Immortal Technique.
Lovely. Just a quick one about The Darkness. They do have a new album out. Easter is cancelled. If people are like The Darkness, I haven't heard of them in a while.
Yeah.
They do have a latest album out that is, I think, came second in like the best rock album of the year. So they've actually they're crawling their way back. They're quite high up on the card for download amongst other festivals. So they've done a complete 360 and are now climbing their way up. I mean, Justin was just on The Masked Singer, which was on ITV.
Was
singing
he?
on that.
Really?
He sang like True Colours and a few things.
Yeah,
he kind of masked it a bit, but he was still him, you know.
The one thing I would say about that album and 2003 in general is that they really kind of took over, because that Christmas, of course, they released Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End.
I would have picked that probably as my single, but I thought if I'm picking their album, and that was a B-side for a single, but also was just released on its own. It's one of the best Christmas songs. We've mentioned that before.
Yeah, I love it.
It's one of the best Christmas songs of all time, signalling almost the death of the modern Christmas hit.
It's one of the
sadly missed out again due to, I believe, Gary Jules' Mad World.
Oh yeah,
stopped it from getting to number one, I think. What a song and a funny video.
So funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, what a year for them. Permission to Land.
Wow, yeah.
Festivals, gigs everywhere,
Christmas
selling
off
out.
the back of that.
And then a Christmas song that is one of the few songs post, I don't even know, 2000 certainly, but even 1990, which is still found in playlists for Christmas everywhere.
No matter how poppy the playlist, that song will be on it.
Yeah,
they do have a lesser-known Christmas hit called I Am Santa, which is still very funny, but isn't quite as good. Basically,
Okay.
It's still a very funny video. They kind of parody a 70s Christmas video. It's funny.
Nice.
Worth checking out. I feel like a shill for The Darkness, like I'm working for them, but I want to defend the underdog, the people that people kind of mock them a little bit, and I'm like, that's okay, but if you look deeper, there's something to be found. You know what I mean?
There's something to be loved.
Something to be loved. And there we go. There we have it.
That is the 21st Century Breakdown
2003.
2003. Boom.
What are your favourite singles and albums from the year 2003? Let us know. Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter, Rock and Roll Up Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. As said, you can find the playlist in the description box on YouTube. Otherwise, typey, Spotify,
Typing.
the 21st Century Breakdown, RRUP. You will see us. You'll see our new swanky logo.
Hello.
And you'll know it's us two sexy boys.
Yeah,
couple of boys in
absolutely.
that corner. Where else can people listen to this podcast?
You can listen to this podcast on YouTube, on SoundCloud, on iTunes, on Spotify, on the Big Heads Media website, which is
Stitch is there as well. BigHeadsMedia.com.
Stitcher was the one that I forgot, thank you.
That's okay. All that's left for us to say is stick the playlist on, have a bloody good time.
We'll see you in 2004.
See you in 2004. Peace out.
Big time.